Hmm.
Oh, look at that. That's fancy.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just go. Oh, yeah, that's very nice.
There we go.
I quite like that.
The dark space could probably use a bit of work, but throw it
It's
together in
just
like 30 seconds.
it's a filmic aspect ratio. That's all it is.
Yeah, I like that. But then the border doesn't really also follow it. That's okay.
Look, it's fine.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Which I was trying to think of an acronym on the way, before we
Yeah.
started this, but I got nothing. So
Well, hold on.
I don't know if you have something.
Let's give a little nod to the name that we tentatively came up with.
Yes.
Was a video editing, music production, YouTube, and how they relate to Ronald Dean Moore's 2004 magnum opus Battlestar Galactica, a podcast special by Zade and Rick.
I don't remember that. It's gone. I don't even remember how it started.
And look, in my heart, that's what it'll always be.
I agree. I think so. I need to write that down though. How's it going, man?
Look, it's pretty good. How you doing? Pumping iron, I see.
Yeah, been to the gym this morning. Been a pretty chill Sunday apart from that though. Just laying back. Going to see Tenet tonight.
Oh,
because we can go to the movies in New Zealand.
Yeah, we can't.
Not many people can, I hear.
Yep.
But we can. So I'll tell you what it's like.
Okay.
Tell you what going to the movies is like, because no one remembers. It's pretty great.
I was that guy that when everyone else is like, listen, just watch Netflix. I like the movie going experience.
Me too.
I like the stale popcorn that's over salted and buttery as hell. It's good.
Me too. I uphold the argument of that, movies are going to the movies is quite fun.
Yeah.
And some people are like, nah, just watch Netflix.
Listen though, controversial topic.
Okay.
How do you feel about, assuming that you've got them over there, how do you feel about the recliner seats?
Love them.
Really?
Who wouldn't?
I don't love them.
Why?
I find them uncomfortable. I feel like a child. I feel like I'm in a high seat.
I mean, you could just not recline it.
Yeah, but then it's like also weird. And plus, you're that asshole who's not reclining. Like everyone else is reclining, and they're looking at you like, "What's this guy doing?"
I don't get
it. Reminds me of primary school
when
when I'd accidentally grab one of the more advanced books because it looked interesting, even though I wasn't an advanced reader. And the helper mums were like, "What's he doing?" It looks interesting. Let me.
No, man, reclining seats, it's the good stuff.
Look, no one agrees with me. I've never met a person who agrees with me.
I can't imagine anyone would, to be honest.
All right. Okay. Well, shall we kick this off?
Yes. Let's get into something other than reclining movie seats.
Alrighty.
You can take us in.
Would you like to detail how we know each other and why this is happening?
Yeah. I'm going to have to remember how we, the story. So, we know each other through Dan initially, Dan Giesling, local legend.
Ex-Big Brother winner, the
Yes.
Dan Mist.
And I don't actually know how that started, but you made Seat Runner, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Ricky made a song, a remix of, God, what was it? Mario Maker.
It was the Tetris 99.
No, Tetris.
Struggle.
Yes.
Yeah. So I actually sampled the very first episode.
Man, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
look, I couldn't resist. It just had too many fantastic slappers in it. The whole put the greens with the greens. All it is match the colors.
Twitch Prime. Yeah. It was a good song. It was legit a good song. So you made that, and I was Dan's editor at the time, and kind of still are, but we might get to that. I just realized my overlay has your Twitter handle twice. Works for you.
Oh yeah? That's all right.
As in my overlay.
They'll really get the idea then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was Dan's editor, and you made the song, and we used the song for a couple of things. We were like, this is pretty good. And I remember messaging you, be like, hey, can we use the song for an intro and a something. And then it just started from there, and you ended up making 3 different songs, maybe?
Yeah, I think 2 more after that.
Yeah.
The the Minkus one.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Then the Mario
and
Maker.
there was the Mario one. Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky Summer, I got your new beat.
Oh, I was there, man. I was there when that happened. I was like, oh, I'm gonna remember this.
It was so look, that was at 4 a.m. my time, if I remember correctly. So I had no idea what was going on. I actually found out like the day after.
Yeah.
From,
So
my
in
buddy
the moment,
Guido.
he like, I think he got someone to clip it at the time, and he tweeted it to you. I think, or he
Really?
DM'd
Okay.
you or something. I remember it's
Anyway.
happening all unfolding on stream. It was pretty great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's really how we know each other. Then we've just kind of, talked on Twitter and stuff, and yeah, just found we have similar interests in like space games, and we both like kind of create stuff. So it's, there's a bit of crossover there.
There you go.
Yeah. And now
Cool.
we're here, and I'm not quite sure how we got here either.
Listen, they say that the millennial version of we should open a bar is the we should do a podcast.
Far easier, a lot less effort.
Yeah. As always, I'm late to the party, but here we are.
Yeah.
We're starting a podcast.
Yeah. I think I was just mentioned in your chat once that we should talk about Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
And then we're like, let's do a podcast about it.
Yeah.
And here we are. So we did actually make a list of topics. Whether we'll get to any or all of them, we will see.
Yeah.
But why don't we do the first one and see how we go? Which is kind of just talking generally about kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
And how it kind of crosses over.
Yeah, let's start with you. I know you as Dan Giesling's editor, Zane the editor. We're still not sure why that has taken place. But why don't you tell me about how you got started with that and anything else that you do in the periphery?
Yeah, so like you said, I was Dan's editor for 2 years, pretty much, and I still am, sort of. I still do like a bit of stuff for him and do his second like YouTube channel. But yeah, so I got that gig about 2 years ago. I think it was August, it was 2018. Pretty like it, not a lot really happened. Dan put a tweet out and he was like, "Hey, I'm looking for an editor," and I kind of followed that sphere, like Northern Lion and Dan and all those kind of guys I was kind of already following on Twitter. And yeah, just saw Dan kind of needed an editor, and I'd been a graphic designer by, I wouldn't say by trade, but I studied graphic design.
Yeah, cool.
So I was like, sure, and like I've always done video, and I do like a lot of video stuff, so I'm like, sure, I could apply for that. So yeah, just applied for it, and ended up getting it, and pretty much just started editing like Escape from Tarkov videos for YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So Dan would do like a run, 30 to 60 minutes, and then I would cut that down to 10 or 15 for YouTube. So that's what that.
So go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's pretty much how it started, and then it just evolved from there of kind of helping with his live stream and just doing like promotional videos, like trailers for games, which was kind of the fun part in managing YouTube channels and stuff.
Yeah, awesome. So I did a similar thing for King Gath, who made the Sim Settlements mod for Fallout 4. I was editing for him for, I think, almost a year. So I'd be interested to hear how you got all right, so how he recorded things and then sent them to you. What were the logistics is what I'm asking about.
Not many people like the logistics. I'm with you. I find that really interesting.
Yeah. That's why got like over 2,000 hours in Factorio. Give me the logistics, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, so what we would do, it started pretty simple, really. It was just like, because Dan had never had an editor before, so I was the first like a third party, I guess, he'd worked with like on a regular basis. So yeah, pretty much just started. We would do an episode a day, and we just had like a shared Dropbox. He would just like record it, drop it into Dropbox. I would grab it, do my thing, edit it, and then put it back in the Dropbox, and that was it. So I would just grab the file, work on it, drop the file back, and he would do the rest. But it kind of evolved, and eventually the goal was to make it as easy as possible for him, right? So he would, in the end, it was just like he would do the thing, put it wherever, and then he wouldn't touch it again. And we, the team, it was me and TEdits, eventually would just grab it and do everything else. So like he would just record it and then job done, and we would handle the rest.
Yeah.
Like
TEdits, right? I know TEdits.
Oh, he's in the chat too. There he is.
There's context. That's good.
Yeah. So
I think TEdits was my first follow on TikTok, actually.
Dude, I need to follow you on TikTok. That does sound about right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that was the logistics really, and eventually it was just because it made it quite difficult because when I first started working for Dan, I was living in Canada, so our time zones were like pretty close.
See, that's I had a feeling that you look. I know you were a Kiwi, which is always awkward to say because like you say Kiwi, New Zealander, I don't know.
Whatever you want, really.
Cool. But I had a feeling that you were in a different time zone. You were living somewhere else. So there you go. That explains.
So, yeah, I was living in Vancouver at the time. So I was Pacific, Dan was Eastern. It was like 3 hours difference, so it wasn't too bad. But that was for the first year. And then the second year I was back in New Zealand, and that made things difficult because we were like at worst 8 hours difference, which is what it is right now. And then at best it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
Or 6, maybe. Yeah, maybe 6. So it made things, in a way, it made things difficult because it's like, you send someone a message and they're not going to respond for 10 hours. But on the other hand, it was kind of nice because you would, like, either one of you would send stuff or, ship stuff out at bedtime. And you get up in the morning and there you go.
Yeah. Do you think it kind of having a big time difference like that, what am I trying to say? It kind of separates it into more of a 9 to 5 kind of structure? Because you have that disconnect, you're not on call as such.
Yeah, kind of. So like I definitely had like my hours in the day when I would do the stuff I needed to do. It kind of became like the evening job because that was sometimes the time where we would actually cross over and be able to like talk to each other. Because it'd be like early morning and for him and TEdits, who's also Eastern. So that kind of worked quite well.
Cool. If we can just like side pivot for a second here. So Reborn Sage has just commented, I feel the time difference. Ricky streams at 4 a.m. for me. This has been a thing. We've been hashing out on the Discord for a while. Like, what's the best time to catch that US market? And because you stream at least occasionally as well, what have you found is the best time slot for you?
It's tough, like because I did stream daily. For it must have been 6 months or so, about a year ago.
Okay, cool.
Over a year ago. And for that time, I figured I would stream I started at 8 a.m. my time.
Okay.
So for like, pretty much North America, it would be like kind of 11 to 4, depending on like when of the year it was. So
yeah,
they would always be awake. And then I would get the nighttime of Europe about midnight.
Yeah.
So I kind of managed to get all of them at once, and then I would go from like 8 to 1 my time. So you'd get like North America, end of work, going home. You'd get like Europe at the start, and then you'd get kind of Australia a bit later on. And I think that works pretty well. Because, yeah, it is tough because like Dan streams now, like in New Zealand, I just can't, like at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
If it's on a weekend, I can sometimes get it, but it's like not early enough to get up early to watch it, but it's not late enough to stay up and watch it.
Yeah. And Northern Lion and all those guys, I think, are usually around 10 a.m. here, which is fine, but like, I'm working, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it depends on the job you're at too, like whether you can watch stuff or.
Yeah. Well, when I'm teaching, I can't really get away with that.
No.
Yeah, sure. Just play that scale again, kiddo. Yeah, you're good. Poggers.
I don't think I've ever another side pivot. I don't think I've ever asked what you actually do, like for work.
Yeah, look, no one knows. Not even myself. It's I do a lot of things. Back when the world was normal, I taught at 3 primary schools
at once. It's not like at the same time, but
not the same
you
time,
would move between them.
Yeah, in the 1 week, yeah.
Sure.
Vocals, guitar, keyboard. I was slash am the musical director for a youth theater group.
Mm.
And then I try to do my own stuff as well. At the moment, Ricky is omniscient, apparently. Good. That's what I strive to be. I've achieved, was it Kime in the Elder Scrolls universe? You know about that?
God,
the ultimate self-awareness.
I can't remember it.
Anyway, we can.
But listen, I love the reference, though.
Thank you. And yeah, right now I've just picked up some composing work, which is fantastic. I'm very excited about that.
It's very cool.
And what about you?
Yeah, so like you see, kind of when things were normal, things are pretty much normal in New Zealand now. So everyone's kind of, unless you're in Auckland, because they kind of aren't great right now. The whole Auckland city is just like,
oh really,
locked in, and everyone else is like, cool, no worries, like, yeah. But I don't live in Auckland, so it's fine for me.
Right. Is it too soon to like go Auckland? You know?
No, probably not. Probably okay. No one in Auckland cares what anyone else in Auckland thinks anyway. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
But no, so I work as a videographer and graphic designer, like 50-50, at like a agriculture company, because New Zealand is very much agriculture.
Yes.
So that's what I do, like my 9 to 5 is, and I started that at the start of the year. That's why I stopped streaming.
I gotcha. Yeah,
full time. I was trying my hand out, basically. Yeah, it wasn't really for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I kind of wade in and out of it being for me, I think. At the moment, it's for me. It is. But in the past, it has not been. Why don't you tell me what doesn't jive with you about streaming?
Yes, it's weird because I've only recently just started streaming kind of casually-ish again. Like I think I've only done like 3 streams since I didn't for ages. And it's been nice just to chill and like play a game. But yeah, when I was doing it like every day, it just kind of like grinds at you. I don't know, like it stopped being fun for sure, because it was like your job, right?
Yeah.
And I think it depends on the game too, and a lot of things, but just like that kind of lifestyle, I guess I was just like, wasn't feeling it. It's kind of hard to explain because it sounds good in theory, but I guess it's like, you know how much it takes to get to a point where it's successful.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I can like stick it out for that long.
And there's always the uncertainty.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a whole topic, a big old topic when we actually get to YouTube.
Yeah.
I got some things to say, buddy. But what's really helped me is being more focused in my game choice. Like right now, I treat it a little more like YouTube in that I'm running specific series.
Yeah.
And we finish the game and then we move on to a new one. You know, so there's some structure there, and also not looking at how many people are watching.
Yeah, no, I made a point to not do that either until afterwards, at least. But after the stream, I would look. But I think that's an interesting point about like the game, because I would get to the point where I would feel really bad if I wasn't playing the game I would get the most views in, which was Gwent. People wondering, and that was like my game. I was like, okay, this is the game I'm going to play. Like it's like not too saturated. It's not like quite dead. So like it seemed like a pretty good MOGA, and it was like. From what I researched from like other games and like how people were going, like it seemed like a pretty good game to be in, because there weren't too many people like streaming at once, and you would often get carryover from the few big streamers there were. So like it was fun, but then if I played anything else, it was like you'd feel bad. And the views would drop off like hugely, so it was like, what's the point? Why not just play Gwent all the time? But you don't want to play Gwent all the time, so that's just like eats at you.
Skyrim.
Oh, I love Skyrim.
I try to love it. So my YouTube channel grew initially because of Skyrim videos,
right?
And I did 2 very specific styles of video: the role play build, which was like, it was a build guide, but more from the standpoint of role playing a character, almost kind of like a challenge run.
Sure.
So I would impose restrictions
That's cool.
and rules on the character because we're role playing, and that did really well. And then I would do what I called a let's role play, which wasn't a full in character 100% role play, and it wasn't just like a whatever let's play. It was like a let's play, but with role play considerations. And those two things together grew my channel like early and quickly. The only issue is there's like a phenomenon with Bethesda games where a lot of Bethesda game fans tend to only be fans of Bethesda games and nothing else. So trying to transition into literally anything else from that is something I struggle with even today.
So for reference, like what did like the Skyrim series actually like take you up to? Like how long were you able to like write it up?
By the time I got salty and just couldn't do it anymore, I think I got to 8,000 subs, and it was like 1,000 plus views, probably on average per video.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And now I'm at 18,000, and I think most of those subscribers are still Skyrim fans.
Right.
But
so I guess they probably still get views, like the back catalog is still getting watched.
Yeah, the back catalog does. Absolutely. Yeah. And I get comments. I get like private messages regarding the back catalog weekly. And it's like, when are you bringing this back? When are you bringing that back? And a lot of the time I'll get like, so like I've started playing Skyrim again just like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to like suss out what's going on, demographic and subscriber wise and whatnot. And I'll get comments like, "Oh wow, it's really cool that you're back. You know, you haven't uploaded anything in years." And I'm like,
it hurts.
I have.
Oh wow.
I have. Though.
You ever thought of playing like Oblivion?
What was that, sorry?
Have you ever thought of playing Oblivion, the best Elder Scrolls game?
That is my favorite, yes. But
it's not as watchable, I guess.
Yeah.
It is the best though.
It is. It's the most Sean Bean.
Yes. Definitely. I feel what you're saying though about that YouTube stuff, because like for my channel, I just started it. I wasn't intending to, like, because when you started your channel, did you intend to be like, okay, I'm gonna like go hard in on Skyrim, or was it just like it kind of worked and then you were like, oh, I'll just keep doing it because it works?
I started it because I was excited for Skyrim.
Sure, as was everyone.
Genuinely.
Genuinely. I was very excited for Skyrim. I remember the morning it came out, I was like shaking.
And then, you know, several thousands of hours of playtime later, and what is it, like 9 years or something?
2011, yeah.
8-9 years.
Yeah.
And you know, here we are.
Still playing.
Yeah, so it was just like, so I was studying music at the time. So I already had some recording equipment from that. And if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have even bothered. But I'm like, yo, I'm really excited for Skyrim. Let's try the YouTube thing. I uploaded some videos and then forgot about it. 6 months later, I just check in on the channel and it's like, oh shit.
It's popping up.
People have watched this. So I'm like, all right, let's see what's up. Let's give it a go.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
What about you? Tell me about your YouTube journey.
So like I started my channel, it must have been just over a couple of years ago. The job I was working at the time really sucked. Really hated it. That was in Canada. My first job in Canada was working at HSBC, the bank. But because I'd worked at banks before, but it was okay because I'd done like customer facing jobs and it was like fine because even though I didn't enjoy the actual stuff, it was varied enough to be okay. But for this job, it was just processing in an office. So it was the most mundane, boring stuff, and the people were very nice. And anyway, that job sucked, and I was like, I want to do something that I can like think about or plan while I'm at work, you know, so I can just like it's something to be excited for, to like work on outside of work. So I was like, let's start a YouTube channel. And I'd actually
anyone else might have started playing an MMO, you know.
Yes, yeah, precisely.
But, yeah, I get it. I get exactly what you were feeling at that time.
Because I'd done a channel before when I was at university, and that will never see the light of day. It's just my personal channel, which no one knows about, so I don't know why I didn't make a separate one. But that was a Let's Play channel.
Chat, it's time for you to dig it up. Let's go.
If someone finds it, I'll be impressed. Mainly because all the videos are privated.
Oh, okay.
But they are still there. One day I'll bring them out.
What was the general topic?
They were just Let's Plays. So I think I think I only made probably 15 videos. But I had like a Let's Plays of 3 series. I had The Binding of Isaac, because that was like the thing in 2013. I had Command & Conquer 3 for whatever reason. And Payday 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was like that channel. I think it probably got like 10 subscribers. But I was like, okay, let's take another shot at it, but let's focus it a bit and actually figure out what I wanted to do. So initially it was just going to be like kind of game reviews, game coverage, like a few videos a week kind of thing. And that idea died out pretty fast because like, there's no way I can do this much video. And probably 4 or so months after that, because I'd wanted to do more like, I don't want to say documentary, but like more like video essay kind of stuff. And I'd done one on Oblivion. That was my first one.
Ooh,
which I really want to remake. I would love to remake that video and make like a 2021. But that was my first like longer form video. It got like I think it must be like 8,000 views now, so it hasn't done very well, but you know, it's whatever.
Oldest. Here we go.
See if you can find it.
I'm looking.
It's probably like within the first 15 videos.
Empire at War.
That was the second one.
Right, okay. Hold on.
Which has actually done very well.
Here we go. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it has done well. Okay. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion in 2018.
Yeah, that was my original titling format. I was like, okay, this is going to do it. But in the month of September, I remember the month, I was like, I'm going to do a month of all RTS games. I'm going to do a video a week, which was like pretty heavy because initially they've been every fortnight, the big ones. So I'm going to do a big video every week, and they're all going to be RTS games. And it did really well. I'm like, well, maybe I should just do more RTS games because I've always been like an RTS guy. Like I've always loved playing RTS games since I was a kid. But I never intended for the channel just to be an RTS channel. But yeah, it did really well, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just kind of do more of that. And that's pretty much what I've been sticking at for now. Because the good thing about RTS is that there's a lot of good RTS games that have come out over like 30 years. So you're never going to run out of stuff to do. Like the list of recommended games that I should play and review is so long. Ridiculous. I'll never get to it.
So do you consider your channel now RTS focused?
For sure, at this point, yeah. And I would like to do kind of what you're saying. It's very difficult to not, because I still want to grow, right? You still want to grow the channel. And I still want to have videos that do really well, which a lot of the RTS videos done super well, especially like over time. Like, so it's really difficult.
I'm not sure what the answer is because I feel like it's like you're either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain sort of thing. Because, like you grow with a very specific focus topic, which is smart, but what happens when that topic is no longer, God forbid, no longer interesting, no longer searched?
Yeah. Well, the good thing about RTS is that no one has really searched RTS ever, except in the last 10 years. So, like, if I can do this well on
I think all
a
the
deep
traffic's
genre,
coming from me. I'm the guy searching it.
Well, people are searching the old ones, but there's no like really. It's not a big genre anymore, right? Like it's nowhere near what it used to be. So if I can do this well on a genre that's half dead, really, let's be honest, then you know, like the Command & Conquer Remastered, which came out a couple of months ago at this point, that is like my best performing video in ages. Like in terms of like views per time it's come out. Like I think it's on 100k now. Let's have a look here.
Wowee. I'm just gonna shoot a quick shout out to Nick Tacular. Ooh, dang, Ricky, loving the overlays. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, nice overlays.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to ask you, I want you to name 3 real-time strategy games for me.
It's any 3?
Your first one.
Oh, okay.
Your first one that got you into it.
Okay.
Your favorite of all time.
Okay.
And your favorite recent one.
Okay. First one. It's got to be Age of Empires 1, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that was my first as well.
Nice. Yeah, despite like as many, because people love Command and Conquer, but that wasn't my first. I didn't play Command and Conquer until like Tiberian Sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Age of Empires 1 for sure was the first. Favorite of all time. There's 2, right? There's my actual favorite, and then there's my favorite nostalgia one.
I gotcha.
My favorite nostalgia one is Impossible Creatures. If you've ever played that.
Oh, I never played that one.
You owe it to yourself. I've done a video on it.
It's probably on GOG.
It's on Steam, actually. I think it is on GOG
Really?
too. Yeah, but it is on Steam. It got a Steam release like a year or 2 ago.
Yo, amazing.
Great game. Favorite of all time actual is probably Sins of a Solar Empire.
Oh, okay.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
So good, man.
Interesting choice. I don't disagree, but interesting choice.
Yeah. Lots of hours in that game. And
yeah.
favorite right now would be Total Warhammer 2. So
okay.
They would be close to favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nick's loving Sins of a Solar Empire as well.
So good.
It is. It's like I played a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
I just wish they made a sequel, and it's so annoying because the game Twitter account and Facebook account still post stuff.
Oh, okay.
And every so often I'll just comment and be like, "Hey guys, like that sequel is any day now, right?" And they haven't replied to me.
Okay. There you go.
But they did. But they commented on my review of Sins of a Solar Empire, the developer account. So it's like they're still there. I just hope they're making a sequel. I really do. It's just the greatest.
What have they made since?
Nothing.
Really?
Well, they made one like MOBA game in like 2015. I think that's it. Ironclad Studios.
Oh, okay.
But they're still around. Like they're still like active on social media.
Hang on. Was it Sins of a something else?
Yeah, it had a Sins name. Sins of a something. Yeah. It wasn't great. I don't think.
No. But yeah. So this is my take on Sins of a Solar Empire.
Yeah.
When I'm playing Sins, I wish I was playing Homeworld, and when I'm playing Homeworld, I wish I was playing Sins.
Right.
I want something in between because Homeworld's got the atmosphere.
Sure.
But Sins has the gameplay. Like I play a round of Homeworld and I'm like, was that it? It feels very small in scope, you know?
Yeah, it is.
But Sins is like, oh, buddy.
That's why I love
now we're talking.
That game. Because there's just like, but you can do a small one if you really want to. But like, me and my friends always have a running joke of like, you know, if you don't have much time, you suggest a game of Sins because it takes freaking ages like to play that game. You play like a 6 galaxy, like 100 planet game, and it's like you'll be there all day.
Yes.
And the day after. That is a great game.
Nick Tacula's just trying to make me download the Halo mod.
That's the other thing. There's so many good mods for that game.
Yeah, I do remember installing mods. Yeah.
Like the Star Trek one is really good.
Yeah.
Star Trek Armada 3.
Yeah.
It's quality. But there's
I should just boot it up again.
Should. Right.
Who did you play? Who was your favorite faction?
Tech, for sure. Humans.
Okay, yeah. I'd alternate between them and whatever. I like them all, but I like the Advent for their.
They were my second. I just like the lasers.
Yeah, and their focus on Strikecraft. I'm a Strikecraft boy. I'm like I got a weird, like seriously indecent, deep-seated lust for carriers.
Sure,
which is why I love Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Or what do you think of? Can you play X3 at all?
Excellent. I haven't played it in ages, but yeah, I played a lot of X3.
You remember the TM class ships? They were just like the military transports. They were just like skeletons that held fighters in them.
Yeah, yeah.
The coolest things, man. Owning one of those and then just having the fighters inside. It would be like 4 fighters, and you just like jump around, and then you get a little.
Yeah,
it's great.
When they brought those out, because they weren't in Reunion, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't actually play Reunion. I played Terran Conflict and Albion Prelude.
I think they were new to Terran Conflict. So when I found those, it was like a young Rick pogging, one of the earliest pogs.
Yeah, it's just so good.
He was good. But look, before we jump into space games,
I was just going to say we're so far off topic. I don't even know how we got here. Right. But that's the joy of a podcast.
That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to give you my 3.
Yes, please do.
So Age of Empires 1, which I got a demo for in a cereal box.
Me too.
Yo, it was like cornflakes, I think.
Mine was Nutrigrain.
Yes. And I can't tell you how many hours I put into that demo. It was.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I don't know how I did it, but it was just like the one scenario over and over again, and I just had so much fun with that. I think my favorite of all time. I don't think I can go past Supreme Commander.
I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah.
Really glad you said that, because that would also be in my at least top 5, maybe higher.
It's
so good.
It's the closest, I think, in my opinion, to a perfect real-time strategy game.
Every time I play it, I'm like, I forgot how good this was.
Yeah. Everything I hate about the genre doesn't exist in that. And
what
almost
things
everything
do you
I
hate?
love is in it. Sorry, say that again?
What things do you hate about the genre?
Micromanagement.
There's a bit of micromanagement in Supreme Commander.
But it's like easy and fun.
You micromanage the cool stuff, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. It's not
the resources.
He's one guy. I need to make sure that I know where he is in my army so that I can trigger his Q ability.
Yeah,
there's none of that.
Yeah,
it's strategy, not tactics. So I think when they inject a lot of like fast-paced RTS games that are more focused on tactics, often do them in a way that doesn't satisfy me. Like for example, StarCraft. I could never get into it.
No, actually.
But a game that's like what's it called? Company of Heroes. I think handles
great game.
Tactics better.
Great game.
Yes, we're on the same page. Yes.
Yeah, I think we are. There's been no like big game disagreements yet.
No. It could end up being a really stale podcast as a result.
I like this. Wow, me too.
Yo, no way.
It's called the podcast, so we just like talk about things we both like.
Yes.
Isn't that thing great? Yeah.
Yo, let's do a mirror pog.
Wait, we're on the wrong way around. I'm
okay.
That way.
Anyway, my favorite recent one, Grey Goo.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I friggin' love Grey Goo, and I'm devastated that it didn't do better.
It didn't do very well sales wise, but people love it.
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I was going to say you'd be surprised about the amount of comments I get asking me to review Grey Goo.
Yo!
Lots, and I haven't yet, but I do plan to do it soonish.
That was my first big review on my channel. Grey Goo. It was actually the first game I ever got, and I know what you're going to say. Like my opinion of the game is skewed because of what I'm about to say. You're
going to say you got a review copy.
It's my very first review copy. Yeah.
I've been there.
But I still genuinely I asked. It was I got the review copy because I asked, because I dug up the PR marketing email and emailed them. And the only reason I did that is just because I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to play this and I need to do videos on it. So
did you get pre-release?
Yeah. Yeah. It was this is really cool. I played a game with Angry Joe and Delrith.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Just by chance.
Yeah.
Damn. Did you win?
I did not win. No, they stomped me very hard.
Damn. It's a great little factoid, though.
Yeah. Look, it's very exciting.
First review codes, man. They're exciting.
Yeah. What was your first?
Mine was, like in a big game, it was Anno 1800.
Oh,
Also a good game. Yeah, and again, I asked for it. And at that time, I think I only had like 1,000 subscribers. Or 2,000. And I emailed the Ubisoft guy and I'm like, hey, can I get a review code? And he's like, sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've heard that Ubisoft is a little more open to
they seem to
giving
be.
smaller channels a chance.
The guy who I emailed was really nice. He was like the Australia New Zealand like representative guy, and he was like, yeah, if you like need like a DLC or you want like any other games, just like email me and we'll just like get you whatever you need. Sweet. Awesome. I haven't actually emailed him since then, but
good guy Ubisoft.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I got a question from chat here. I assume for the both of us. Oh yeah, it is. Did either of you play Age of Mythology?
Not at the time. I played it after the fact. I didn't play it when it came out at all. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
On release, because I was very excited for it, and I loved Age of Mythology.
I think I was just too much into Age of Empires 2.
What was that, sorry?
I think I was too much into Age of Empires 2.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah. I didn't play much of Age of Empires 2 because when it came out, well, I could only play it on my mum's computer.
Right.
And it crashed constantly for whatever reason.
Well, you missed out because it's very good.
Yeah. I mean, I have played it since. So
okay, that's good. So, I played a copy of Age of Empires 2 on the PlayStation 2. And it was horrible. Would not recommend it. I don't know why. I remember I paid... I don't know why. I had the game on computer. And I bought a copy of Age of Empires 2 for the PlayStation 2 when I was probably like 10 for like $80. And I was like, this would be great. And I put it in and I'm like, this is the worst.
What?
This sucks.
Why do that to yourself?
I don't know.
All right. So by extent, all right. So let's run off from this. Have you ever played a real-time strategy game that utilized the controller well?
Yes. One.
Tell me.
And I just played it.
Oh yeah?
Halo Wars.
Halo Wars. Okay.
Yeah. I just did a review on it. It was my last review.
Okay. Did you ever play?
And it does very well on a controller, but not so well on a keyboard and mouse. And it definitely detracts because it was built for a controller.
Yeah.
And it does really well on controller, but keyboard and mouse is like.
Yeah.
Just like it's not bad. It's just like not, and it doesn't make like sense for a keyboard and mouse. It's like everything's really big, and like you press a menu, it takes up the entire screen. And like I see why this is good for a TV, like across the room, but like my face is right here. Like I don't need that.
Yeah, wild. Okay, yeah. No, I've actually never played the Halo Wars.
Pretty good. And it's good it's good like if you want to play an RTS on console. If you want to play an RTS on PC, you probably want to be into Halo quite a bit to enjoy it, I'd say.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Which I'm not.
It's probably on Game Pass at this point.
It is on Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's an insane deal, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Game Pass is insanity. I've been playing Flight Sim for $1.
Right?
Even though I was in the technical alpha.
Ooh, well, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it didn't run very well.
Okay. Yeah. Is that going anywhere? Is there any special Flight Sim content coming out?
I'd like to, but I just don't know how I'd do it. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to put something like that on my main YouTube channel because it's just like it's not what I do. Not only is the game not what I do, like the content wouldn't be what I do. I'd have to do a review on it, and I'm nowhere near qualified to review a flight simulator.
Yeah.
So I could just play it and then put it on my second YouTube channel, but like I haven't uploaded there in ages. And I just don't know what I'd do. Like if I'm playing it, I don't really want to do like a let's play a flight simulator.
Yeah.
Then maybe I could stream it, but yeah.
What I'd do is flying to my house and then crashing it.
Yes. The problem is there's no damage model, and I kind of wish there was.
Oh, okay. And then also like you accidentally dox yourself.
Yeah, it's not great. The game is cool though, and my X52 is out of reach. It is pretty cool to play on the X52.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is pretty insane. Like me and my mate were playing last night, and you just spawn anywhere you want on the world, and then you're just there. You're just flying around.
I actually didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, it's just so seamless. And you just fly around and you see other players just flying around. It's great. Anywhere in the world.
Wowee, okay.
You could be like doing some random flight across the middle of nowhere, and by chance someone else is doing the same thing, and you'd be like, hey, you just fly fast. It's great. Or if you go to somewhere really popular, there's like people everywhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean I knew there were AI planes that were based off of real world flight paths.
Yeah, and you can just take control of them too, like some sort of like assume direct control, like Reaper style, just grab it and then you just become that flight. It's pretty cool.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh, my computer will die though.
Yeah, my graphics card's struggling.
I mean, I've got an R9 390, which is great.
It will be dying.
It holds up like nobody's business. I mean, with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But damn, dude, like you look at it and it hits 90 degrees.
Yeah. I had a 390X like 4 years ago.
Yeah. It's in this awkward position where it's like to upgrade isn't going to give you that much better performance.
Yeah, you'll probably
unless
wait
you spend
for the
like
next,
3 times what you paid for the original card.
Wait a little bit longer. There'll be new ones.
Yeah,
new ones
it'll
soon.
be fine.
Oh god, I'm huge. Where did he go? Hey Plato, what's up, by the way? Oh, you're very yellow.
I'm yellow.
Yeah, and by the fact that I can't see you and your icon is yellow.
Let's try to fix this up. I've never seen Discord actually crash.
Oh, Discord crashed?
Yeah.
Whoa. Discord does not crash often. Pretty rock solid.
No. Oh, hold on. Okay, so now we're like reversed, which I don't love.
Yes.
And we can't get me back.
Is OBS grabbed your camera again?
That's actually good call. Let me have a look.
Hope you guys like orange, because that's all you can see right now.
Hold on. I'm gonna restart the call.
Okay. I'm just enjoying my face. I was gonna switch like inputs, but hey, there we go. He's back.
Ah, there we go.
The wonders of technology is just instantaneous.
Oh, beautiful. So Discord crashed as soon as I followed Zade. Oh
wow.
No.
Oh yeah, there you go. Reborn Sage is followed. Thank you very much.
The cursed Sage. So Reborn says, Grey Goo, full playthrough when? Don't even tempt me. I'll friggin' do it because I love that game and the cutscenes are impeccable.
Really? Okay.
Have you never played Grey Goo?
I've never played it, no. That's why people ask me.
Oh, buddy.
I've never played it.
It's a treat. It's a treat.
Okay.
It's like, I feel like if you want to like StarCraft, but you can't.
Sure.
Grey Goo is for you.
Okay. I'll accelerate it on the production schedule.
Yes. I am pogged out of my gourd for that video.
I've got a few planned. I've got my current one, which is Red Alert 3, which I'm a quarter of the way through making, or half maybe. After that, I said I would do Dawn of War 1.
Yeah.
That was the community vote on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I got to review Iron Harvest, which is out soon. I don't know if you've seen much about Iron Harvest, but I got to review that.
It's mechs, so like, yeah, it's one of my great loves.
Me too.
Spaceships, mechs, cyberpunk.
Yeah, okay, hear me out. What about mechs with huge spotlights on them?
Oh, even better. Like, just put spotlights on everything.
Yes. I love that. It's like, that's the thing, like Pacific Rim and when they have the huge like Jaegers and they have the massive spotlights on them. I just love that. It's the greatest. It's just so good. And I tell it to people and they're like, what do you mean? It's a light. I'm like, yeah, but it's a big light.
Yeah, but like, it is a big ass light, and there's something industrial about it, you know.
Yeah.
I love form follows function, and that's like that's the poster child for form follows function. You know, just give me a dirty mining ship that looks gross,
yeah,
that has a couple of spotlights on it.
Huge spotlights.
Huge. The biggest you got.
Should we recenter on a topic?
Let's do that. I was just about to say.
Otherwise, we'll just be talking about spaceships until we have to go.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do we want? We have so many that we're not going to get to. So we can really take our pick.
We've touched on video editing a little bit.
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear about making music, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely no idea.
Do you have any specific questions?
I have one specific question. It's kind of like an end of topic question, but I'll fire away anyway.
Okay.
So I've always wondered, right? Let's say someone releases an album, and there's say 10 songs, and 2 of them are just like bangers, so good, and then the other 8 are like, yeah, pretty good. Like, if as the creator of the music, do you know that these 2 are really good, and the others are like, yeah, they're okay? Like, do you then release the album, or like, what do you do? Or like if you can make the bangers, why not just make them all bangers?
So here's the thing.
That's what I'm asking.
How can they miss?
Why can't every song and all albums I like be bangers? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Before you release the album, you know which ones are the bangers and which ones are the duds.
Okay.
Well, not duds, but like
not bangers.
The non-bangers. Yeah. Then you release the album, and the listeners will tell you which ones are actually the bangers. Right. And which ones are the non-bangers, right? So the moral of the story is you don't know. And this happens every time. So my title track will be the one that I think is the banger. Always. And then it releases, and everyone's like, yeah, but like, have you heard Night Grind though? And everyone's like, fucking Night Grind's the one. I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, yo, it's like, I see what you're saying. I like it. I don't dislike Night Grind, but all right, I wouldn't have expected
You don't think it's the banger, personally?
Sure. I gotta listen to Night Grind again.
It's the one that made my playlist first. So I listened to the EP, and it's like, all right, Night Grind. First listen, I'm like, okay, playlist.
Okay. I mean, this is good information, because now the next EP, I can just go, all right, let's build off Night Grind. So
what would you do that? You just like Control-C the Night Grind file, paste it, give it a new name, and just like pitch shift it, and then chip it off?
If only it were that easy. I'd probably start in that tempo and that groove, and then see where it takes me.
Right. And like technically, like, how does that happen? Like, do you literally Control-C the file and just start working on it, or like, what do you do? Because that's what I do for a video.
Yeah.
Like, I have a skeleton of a video, and I'll start with that every time.
Yeah, a template. I could do that.
What
I
do you
probably
normally
wouldn't, because it's so easy to just like pull my drum presets in and just like, okay, so this is what I did. So just put it, like, it takes 20 seconds to do that.
Right.
The bulk of the time that goes into releasing something is mixing. So actually putting the song together, I don't know, a day, best case scenario, worst case scenario, a week. And then it's like 6 months of making sure that everything sounds as dope as humanly possible.
Right. So you'll have like the core of like a few songs put together quite fast, generally speaking.
Yeah. And I think I might actually be abnormal in that respect. I tend not to workshop songs. And what I mean by that is I don't typically, there's a couple of exceptions, but typically I don't have a song that's like, it's almost there, but I'm not satisfied with it, and then work on it for like months or years. Usually, if the song doesn't come together within one writing session, it's a bust.
Right.
And it goes into my archive, and then maybe like a year down the road, I'll have writer's block, and I'll look at all the tracks that I've scrapped and go, is there anything I can salvage from this?
So if we listen to like version 0.1 of Night Grind, it would be like similar-ish to the final. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I wish I could actually, hang on, let me just have a quick look.
I was going to ask how many tracks are in your like bust folder?
Oh, I'll tell you. Okay, my whip folder. 137.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
All in
decent
like
amount.
varying stages, I presume.
Yeah, anywhere from the most basic of beats to full songs with recorded vocals and everything.
So they're like pretty much done.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
they're
just
done.
like it's just not
'Cause I
vibing.
hate them. Yeah, yeah. Like there's only one song that I really want to release, but it's not ready, and I'm not sure why. It's called Villain, and I
Okay.
think the lyrics are off the chain, and I really want it to be out there, but
Send
it's not
send
ready.
it to me. I'll tell you if it's any good.
Okay.
Have you ever considered making an album just of all the bust songs and calling it something like just like trash can and just putting like an image of a trash can as the album art?
No, you gotta call it something on brand, like call it Glitch or something.
Right. The thing is though,
Like,
you'll do that and it'll come out and people will be like,
yeah,
pretty good.
probably, yeah.
This song's a banger, and you'll be like, this has been in my trash can for 6 years.
Yeah. As long as I don't tell them that that's the thing, you know.
No preconceptions.
Yeah, expectation and context is huge. If you release a banger and say like, it's crap, people will believe you.
Yeah. Or the same,
versa.
or like it won't work that way if you're like, hey, this is the best one, because they come in expecting the best one, and it may not be for them.
Totally. Hang on, I just need to find Night Grind because I think the release version of Night Grind is version 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do have a hypothetical version 1 of Night Grind.
I
kind of want to know what it sounds like.
Yeah, me too. Here's a question.
I'll send it to you afterwards.
Please do. Because this is always very interesting because it varies for everyone. So let's say you've got your last like EP, right, and you've just put it out. What do you do immediately after you release it? And how do you release it? Do you schedule it for like what do you do? Do you just like when it's done you're like, okay, send it, or are you like complete it, you'll schedule it for a couple of days later, and then what's your
right?
your
so
plan generally?
Because I want it on Spotify, I've got to have it done and uploaded at least a month in advance.
Sure.
I probably don't have to be that early, but especially with what's going on right now, things that the pipes have been slowed down. So I did a month in advance. But otherwise, if I'm just releasing on Bandcamp, then I can just do it whenever.
Right.
I mean, I can the moment I'm done, I can release it.
Yeah.
But I like to have a little bit of a buffer for marketing and also for me to go, wait, shit. Actually, I want to change something. But once it's released, the first thing I do is feel guilty about not marketing it more.
Right. Because you're like, yeah.
It's
do you
a
feel
full-time
bad?
job.
Like beforehand, you're like, you don't want to like be too much, like too overbearing with trying to market it.
I used to be like that. I'm over that now. It's just like I just don't have the time. it's like I could spend my entire day marketing my crap, but then I would run out of actual work to market.
Right.
Because I just wouldn't have time to make it.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. And it's the same with everything. It's the same with YouTube as well. You know, sometimes I think like I should be marketing, especially certain videos, more. It's just YouTube videos are a hard sell at the moment, just like music is, because people will watch a video, but people won't go, oh, what's this song? You know, a song that they have no idea about, an artist they have no idea about, they won't give it a chance. So in that way, you know, video did kill the radio star because video is eye-catching. It is something that people will take a chance on.
Yeah.
But even then, like, because it's so saturated now, and especially if you're doing anything like gaming is saturated, hugely.
Yeah.
And then like Let's Play specifically, as I'm not even sure you can. I'm not sure you could start a channel now doing
Just on Let's Plays. Yeah, it's like
I don't think
you'd have to be coming from like Twitch or somehow have an audience already. Like I don't know how you'd do it.
Yeah, or have like the most unique spin on it.
Yeah, like Skyrim roleplay.
That's why it worked. Yeah,
yeah,
that's why it worked. So do you? All right. How do you go about marketing, if at all?
I was going to ask
your
the same
videos.
Question. So what I used to do when I had like no subscribers at all is I would pretty much all I would do is I would go to like relevant subreddits where it was okay to post stuff, because obviously some subreddits don't want you self-advertising, which is totally fine. And subreddits where I think people would actually be interested, and I'd be like, hey, I made this. And sometimes it would go down well, and sometimes it wouldn't, and that's fine. Like, you know, it wasn't like spamming 100 subreddits with like my thing, but you know, if I did a review on I don't know, because most of my old reviews are on old games, so
yeah,
as if people who were fans of those old games would enjoy just hearing that someone was talking about it. Like Impossible Creatures, like, is a good example, because it's so like old, and you know there's never going to be a new one. So like hear someone be like, hey, it's current year and I've reviewed Impossible Creatures. It's like, oh cool. Like, I love Impossible Creatures. This is, like, I want to watch this. And that would generally happen. Like, I would go to, like, the games, like, Impossible Creatures subreddit, and I'd be like, hey, I did a current year review on Impossible Creatures. And generally it'd be like, hey, this is cool. Nice job.
Yeah. I quite like the shtick, for lack of a better word, the retrospective on older games.
I mean, at the time, it was a technology limitation, because my computer wasn't up to running new games.
Right, yeah.
And recording them, so I would use old games. And that's kind of why I did RTSs too, because like they're not as demanding.
Yeah.
And then like for other ones, if there was something unique, so like I've done a few developer interviews over my last couple of years. So if I did one of those, I would share that and be like, hey, you know. So there was like, it depends, because I did one with Chris Taylor for Screen Commander. It's like an hour and a half interview. Really nice guy. And I was like, hey, let's post this in Screen Commander, and people were like, well, this is so cool, like, you know, and they were like really interested. And then I did another one with Frank Klepacki from Petroglyph.
I think I saw that.
Command and Conquer Remastered. And he was talking about like the game which hadn't come out yet. So I was like, well, I should put this in the Command and Conquer subreddit, because people are going to want to hear about what he has to say about the new game. And the reception was really positive.
Fantastic.
But for like newer videos, honestly, I don't really market them at all, which is probably a bad thing. I trust the YouTube algorithm to market for me, and often it works really well, and often it doesn't. And this could be a whole nother topic, but I don't know if you're similar. Like, you hear a lot of people be like, you know, like, it's YouTube's fault my video is not doing well, or like, you know, like the video to, you know, get around the YouTube algorithm. I really don't believe it. I don't think, sure, so there's an extent, like, you know, if YouTube decides your video is not going to get suggested, it doesn't get suggested. And conversely, if they want to suggest it, it will be, and it will explode, because I've had that happen. But I think a lot of people use that as an excuse for bad videos. It does, like I've seen people specifically, like big channels, do stuff that's completely out of their wheelhouse, right? Like the channels I'd subscribe to or something, and they did a video that's completely different, and then they would post on Twitter with this video and be like, oh, YouTube's obviously not delivering to sub boxes because this video has like 10% of views. And I'm thinking like, no, I saw the video, like, I just don't want to watch it. Which isn't like a slight, like, the video is probably good, it's just like not what I subscribed for, you know. And that's kind of like leads back to us before, like, you don't want to do stuff that people like aren't there for, because they're not going to watch it, right? And that's why it's really hard to bring people to new things.
So God, like, you want to see, my channel is a laundry list of what not to do. And I know, like, I don't get down on myself. I don't beat myself up about it, but everything wrong with it is my fault. But it's out of ignorance, you know. I didn't realize at the time. or I tried something new and it didn't work out. And then there's this catch-22 of, do you go hard on something that didn't work out just so that you can prove to people that you finish what you start, because that's important?
Sure.
Or do you cut your losses and then try something else and hopefully that'll work better? It's tough, you know?
It is tough.
Because I used to get comments all the time, because my mentality used to be, well, if people aren't watching it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cancel it. We're gonna try something else.
Yeah.
But then I get comments frequently like, "Oh, this guy never finishes series." Like, I get it. I get where you're coming from. You know, I do. So that's been one of my focuses lately, is finishing what I start.
Yeah.
And sometimes that bites me in the ass.
And
I think for the most part, it's good.
Yeah, and over time you learn, like, just like, you know, you may have the foresight to be like, actually, you know what, I'm not even going to start it, because like I know I'm going to get burnt out, or I know it's not going to work, or like, and for some reason, like, you'd be like, okay, actually, I should be doing this instead, which is like gonna do better for, or be better for you, whatever reason. But yeah, it's interesting because like there's a specific example of that, of like, I think you've just got to do it really slowly, like really slowly. Like there's a guy I subscribed to for like COD videos, probably like 5 years ago.
Yep.
It's like, because you have your guys, right? You're like, you got your COD guy, you got like your whatever guy, you've got your RTS guy, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So like when that COD guy starts doing vlogs, you know, they're probably good vlogs, but like I just don't have any interest in it, right? And then they like complain on Twitter that the YouTube is like killing their video. I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's not. Like, people just, that's not what people are there for. So I think that's why you just have to do it so slowly. Like over the past year, absolutely. I think I'm very, very, very slowly trying to do other things, even if it's just like other things inside RTS videos, to bring people into the idea of something else. So like I've very slowly been trying to put in more like live action stuff, to not because I want to start becoming a vlog channel, but just to like have that something else, and I can kind of make videos a bit different, and maybe that leads to like, I've got an idea for a video series I want to do, which would be not mainly live action, but it would have a lot of like presented stuff from me. And but I don't want to launch straight into it, right? Like I want to very slowly ease people into it.
Yeah. I think that's smart, because ultimately I want people watching my videos for me. Like that's the dream. They're coming for me, not for what I'm playing. And I think that's a good route to take. You know, you ease them into, well, hey, so my face is here. So
and with it, whatever it is, you know, it's just like something else. Yeah.
So what does your channel look like in an ideal future scenario?
Oof. Tough one. How far in the future?
Like end game. What you would be happy doing day in, day out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if I don't really know if the end game is I want to be doing it day in, day out, you know? And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Like I literally don't know. Like the original idea for the channel, like I didn't really have an intention of reviewing new games. I just wanted to be able to like make videos on games I liked, which is like so vague, but I don't know. It's really tough. Like I think it just, like, if you had asked me what my channel would be like a year ago in a year, it wouldn't be like what I see now, what it is like now, you know? And I think
what
it's
would
just
you have
something
said a year ago?
God, I don't know. It's the thing, like I have no idea. Like, yeah, it's just, I would like to do, okay, I can tell you what I would like to do more of. How about that? I would like to do more developer interviews, and like cool. Doing videos with the insight of the people who made them, if that makes sense. Like one video I've really like thought about doing for pretty much since my channel started is I really want to do like a documentary style video on Ensemble Studios, who made Age of Empires and Halo Wars. And I would love to like talk to some of the people who like founded it, and you know, like really go in depth. But I can't really do it until I have like the clout to get these people to talk to me, and also like, you know, it's not too far removed from just like, you know, Age of Empires review, but it is different enough to where like it wouldn't get that many views if I just put it out now. Kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I notice people who do, like, I see this with movie review channels as well. I review movies, and now here's a interview with a director. No one cares.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a niche movie, which is the opportunity that they're more likely to get. I actually think that it's something that very few people are doing, and I think it's just not popular because people aren't used to it. You know, it's kind of one of those areas where you have to teach people why they should care about it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, once you do, you're at the forefront of it.
It's like if you've watched NoClip, the YouTube channel NoClip.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I would like to do. I want to do that. Yeah. Maybe with like a bit more like personal input, because they're more just like documentaries. But that kind of stuff, I'd love to like go to a studio and like talk to some people and like get on camera and like then give personal opinion. And that's like something I've tried to do, is slowly, like if I do an interview with someone, I always do it for a video, right? So of all the interviews I've done, so I've done Chris Taylor, Frank, a couple for the new Stronghold game. Or is it just one? Maybe just one. So they were my main ones. So I did them for videos, and I cut up the pieces I wanted and put them in the video. So for the Chris Taylor one, there's probably 5 or 10 minutes of a 90-minute interview in the half an hour video, right? So there's not much of it used, but it slowly like brings people into talking like that kind of stuff, instead of just being like, okay, I just did a random review on a game I like, and there's no like video to go with it. It's just like, here's the interview. And then I'll release the interview as well, so people can watch it if they want to watch the whole thing, but then they also just have a game review to watch. And it just like, in my mind, it's just like cool. Slowly opening the idea of like more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
and then
that.
There's like the live action of me talking in other videos, and then eventually just kind of come together a bit more.
Yes, and before you know it, Zade is the retrospective review interview guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no clip meets clean prints. Let's go.
Clean prints.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But but I still want to do like the review kind of stuff too, with like the personal input things, and so it's like a mix of stuff. And I would want to do more like I said earlier, like I want to redo my Oblivion review, just because I love Oblivion and I want to like do that again. I think I'm going to do a video. I've been playing a big video on the Shivering Isles. I just want to do that expansion.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it'd be quite fun.
Very cool. Okay, so there was a question I wanted to ask. Let me just jump over to your channel here to try and jog my memory as to exactly what it was. I'd like to talk about titles, video titles.
Right.
Do you experiment with titles?
Yes and no. I would
elaborate.
Yes, on like a generally yes, but not per video, if that makes sense. So over time, I will maybe change things, but I like if I have my set series, like if I have my my 2020 reviews, right? The current year, it's 2020. So like all of those videos have the same titling format. It's like but it's changed over time. So like right now it's like game name review, and then like / should you play it in 2020, right? And that's like the format. But over the time that has changed, but it doesn't change per video. So I won't have 5 videos with 5 different titles. It'll just one day I'll be like, okay, this is the new title, and we'll see how it goes. So it used to be like well, that original one was like game in year ? A retrospective something.
I gotcha.
And then it was something else. Like I think then it was just like, should you play game in current year? And now it's like, I want to put review in there because I think review does quite well. And it's like game review is just like the easiest search term in the world. Go to search Oblivion review, and then it has that's the first 2 words, you know. But then the question at the end is like gets people to like click. They're like, oh, like should I play it? It's either oh should I play it, or it's like of course you should play it, and then they click to rage comment, and then you get them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, you've just tapped into why I have my "This is not a review" series. So you know, everyone's got their first impressions brand, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at or first try or whatever it's called.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't want to sound like everyone else.
Sure.
You know? And I don't want to put first impressions in there because I don't think it's searchable.
No.
I don't look for that.
I think, like, personally speaking, if I see a game that's titled First Impressions, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, because it's like, it implies, well, you haven't put any work into this at all.
It implies it's like a nothing video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I played the game for 10 minutes and like, here it is.
Yeah. There you go. So then I came up with the idea of this is not a review, so it's not lying.
No.
So it's telling you what it's not, but review is still in the title, so it's searchable. And I don't know if it works on its own merits, but it hasn't done too badly occasionally.
It's funny you mentioned that, actually, because you might think that I stole your title if you've seen my most recent video.
Hang on, let me have a look.
That's the most like experimental title I've used. I did something quite different.
Newest. Let's have a look. But I certainly have some things to say about it.
So the thumbnail has the first half of the title.
I gotcha.
And then the title is the second half.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So it's not very searchable, but I think it's very clickable.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
And that, like, because I'm in the same boat. Like, I want to do more like impression videos, like not, but like actually have work put into them. Like that Total War Troy video, like that still took quite a while, and it has more like personable stuff. But you don't want to call it impressions, right? So I'm thinking maybe an impression series is just random titles that aren't anything. It's like that. Like that's a completely unique title. There's nothing in my channel that has a similar title to that. Or format.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So like I don't know.
So yeah, no, I can get down with that. So then what's your stance on videos that are more that the more cynical among us may label as like nothing pieces, that are more like, hey, here's a very specific thought I had about a game.
Pontificate. Yeah, so it's like an opinion piece.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so I have a playlist of only opinion pieces I've done, and they're all got unique titles. So let me read some out to you. Basically, for the point of wanting to do things that like on basically what you said, just like thoughts or like impressions or just not a review, but it's like something I want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
It's like everyone's been different. So I've had the Total War one, the most recent one, and then I did like a top upcoming real-time strategy games was the title. That did really well. I did one about Age of Empires Definitive Edition, and I just called it "Let's Talk About Age of Empires Definitive Editions," but I put "definitive" in air quotes. That was
yeah. I think you know what? I think that's the video. Hang on, how old is that one?
It must be maybe a year old.
Yeah, I think that's how I found your channel.
Really?
Yeah. So like
and it was a good video. I thought it was the right video.
Yeah, no, I knew about you, as Dan Giesling's editor. But I was looking for like, shit, do I waste money on the definitive edition of Age of Empires or not? Yeah. So I was looking shit up, and I came across your video, and I'm like, oh shit,
it's that good. It's that boy.
It's your boy.
Let's go. The funny thing about that title is that like that video is really just Age of Empires 1 Definitive Edition First Impressions. That's what the video is, but it's like titled and written a bit differently to not be that. But when you get down to it, it's just me talking about what I like and don't like about it. Which is what
but you know what?
An impression should be.
It comes across more like a review, so it doesn't come across like a nothing thing. It's good.
Yeah,
it was a good video.
Thank you. I thought it was right.
And it's we're good here because Abandon has said they only watch nothing pieces. So,
wow, we were talking about clean prints. Sorry.
So do you have any sort of like internal personal rules when it comes to first impressions? Like
Not really.
certain you have to meet?
Not really, honestly. Like, I don't like. I wouldn't do a first impressions on every game I play. You know, it's just like usually it just comes to yeah. If I'm playing a game and I'm like, there's something I want to. There'll be something I want to say about it. So normally it's either. I mean, the easiest one is like I don't like it, right? Or like I don't like this game. Like this game that I thought would be good, I don't like. Or like this very well known series, I don't like. Or something. You know.
Yeah. So I don't do videos on games I don't like.
Really? At all?
Because I don't want to play them enough for me to speak eloquently about them. And I don't like being negative, which is then nothing against anyone who does review or just talk about games that they don't like, because we need those videos. We need to know when a game is trash and isn't worth our money.
Yeah.
I just don't personally enjoy doing it, so I can't. Yeah, I don't. Because I also then like I'll tend to want to be diplomatic about it.
Me too. Yeah.
And that doesn't work anyway. So I did a video on X Rebirth back in the day, and it's possibly my most hated video of all time. So
as in you hate it or other people hate it?
Other people hate, like the most disliked video.
Right. What's the ratio on that bad boy?
I'd have to check.
Like below 80?
To be perfectly honest, I privated it a little while ago just because I don't want to deal with it. All right? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want traffic.
But so you say the game's bad?
I didn't. Here's the thing, though, right? So it came out. It came out in a shocking state.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Let's put it that way.
And I'm like, and I actually, so a lot of the controversy was around the fact that you only had one ship.
Yeah.
You could own other ships, of course, but you only personally flew one ship, and people were mad about that.
Yeah.
And my stance was, yeah, this is a buggy mess and it's trash, but also like I kind of don't mind the changes. It's something fresh.
Yeah.
So the hate was from me not hating the game enough.
Yeah.
So that's one of the catalysts that pushed me towards not doing videos about games that I didn't like, I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Like, and I would probably say the same thing. Like, I haven't and probably wouldn't do a game on a video that I just like don't enjoy, except in the case where it was I don't know, if it's a new game, then and people are excited for it, or like people want to know if they should buy it, then for sure I'll like, if I like come up and review Iron Harvest and it's bad, I'll say I don't like it, right? Yeah. I'm not going to like can the video because I don't like it, but like for reviewing older games, it's generally easier because people know if the game's good or bad, right? It's been out for like 10 years, so I'm probably not going to review like, I'm trying to think of an RTS that's bad. What's a really bad RTS? You don't remember them. That's the thing. So it's like you kind of have to look for them.
They're usually pretty obscure.
Yeah, exactly. Like you remember the good ones, so you're not going to go back and look for a bad RTS. You're going to review like or maybe it's like a game that some people really like and some people don't like.
The closest thing I can think of is Supreme Commander 2.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. And I have done a review of that as part of my big video, and like I pretty much said it's a good game, but it's a bad sequel. Yeah. But like for a game like one day I'll review the Empire Earth series, and one day I'm going to get some dislikes because I'm going to say I don't like those games.
That's a game series I've only just very lightly tried, so I'll be interested to see what you think of it.
I mean, maybe it's different because I played it ages ago and I didn't like it. So maybe I'll play it again and be like, this is good. Yeah. There was one game I knew that was bad, actually. I lie. I've done a review on a game I knew was bad, and that was Command & Conquer 4.
Ah, okay.
But that was part of the series, right? Like, I'm not going to not review it. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing because I say like I wouldn't review a bad game, but then like I probably would. If there's value to be had, is probably a good way to put it. Whether that value is entertainment, whether it's helping someone not waste $60 or whatever,
Yeah.
If there's no value to be had, then I wouldn't do it. It's probably a good way to put it.
I think my exception would be if it was something that because this is another topic that I'd like to.
We should be noting these down.
Yeah. So it's going to be the topic of hype videos.
Yes.
For lack of a better term. So something that I've been covering like pre-release and then drops and it's bad. I don't think I could slink back into the cave.
No, you'd want to like tie it up.
What pre-release videos? Like I'd be like, okay, so it didn't turn out how we hoped, and I wish this was different. I wish that was different. Assuming that it's not just a complete train wreck.
Yeah.
But yes,
it's this. Yeah, like I can. Yeah, I agree with that. Like the new Stronghold, which unfortunately was delayed actually until January, but I'm glad they did because delayed game is maybe good, etc. Bad game is always bad, but like I've covered. I think I've done 2 pre-release videos on that game. I've like talked to the developers. Like we talk on Twitter and stuff. Like they're nice guys, and like I would be upset to play the game and have to say I don't like it, but like I will, even though like and if they're competent developers, they should be like, okay, that's good feedback, not like okay, banned. Or like no more review copies. Like they should be like, okay, why don't you like it, and to try and make it better,
Yeah. So I haven't noticed, but do you do pre-release videos on games that you have no playtime in?
No, I don't think I've ever done a video on a game that I haven't played personally. I don't think, anyway. Well, not for recently. I'd like when I started, I reviewed like the reveal events for Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5 for some weird reason. Not a good video.
I got a weird video of it. Actually, no, I lie. My most disliked video has to be I did a one-off kind of let's play discussion of Wildlands.
Not a great
game.
The
first one.
Is Ghost Recon, you mean?
Yeah. And my take was, this is friggin' ridiculous, but I'm having fun in spite of myself.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, the hate was intense. It was like, I hope you don't buy this game, you piece of shit.
Because they wanted you to like it, or they wanted you to really not like it?
No, they wanted me to like it.
Okay. Because the second one was shocking.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
It's not usually my sort of game, but
no.
I don't know why I'm playing. I think there might have been some kind of free like beta thing.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it was actually so bad. The comments were so bad that it was just funny at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, you said
it's straight into the absurd, and it was just feels funny.
Yeah, we should review some like bad comments one day. I'd love to do that. That's a good one.
So good. But yeah, so what's your stance on like pre-release videos, sometimes referred to as hype videos?
I'm for them, to be honest. Like I'll watch my fair share of, if it's a game I'm excited for, I'll watch my fair share of like hype videos. It depends what the content is though. Like generally speaking, if someone hasn't played it in person, I'm probably going to be less interested because all the information they're talking about, I probably know already. And I'm not interested in just hearing someone read out stuff I know already. But sometimes I do find them quite valuable if it's a game where I'm kind of somewhat interested in, but I'm not keeping up with like the news and stuff. Then I'll be like, okay, this one video is going to tell me everything I need to know. Thank you. And then like, I'm for that.
Yeah. That's something that I kind of came to terms with. I assume that if people are excited for a game, like they're sucking up all the information that's out there.
Like I trust them to tell me what I need to know, kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I see the value. Like, all right, so I occasionally do the odd. I don't call them. I don't like to call them hype videos in
Yeah.
my case, because it's like, well, this could be good or it could be bad. I'm very
just
balanced
excited
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some videos I've actually titled, like in brackets at the end, bullshit hype video. And then like start the video with like, hey, yo, let's be real. I'm making this video to tell the algorithm that I want to make videos on this game when it releases. And I'm just like juicing it up, you know?
You gotta own it.
Yeah. But yeah, I still feel a little self-conscious about them. But I also kind of feel like they're a necessity sometimes.
Yeah, I would be interested to do one. That's the thing with RTS games, though. There's not really any that come out, so it's kind of hard.
I know.
I'd be open to do one for sure, but it would have to be the right game, I think. If there was a new, I was going to say if there was a new Mass Effect game, I would be, but I don't think I would actually. After the last one. Which I could go on about. I don't mind that game. It's just not a great Mass Effect game.
Yeah, I think the tweaks to gameplay I quite liked.
Yeah, me too. The combat was great.
Yeah, like literally everything else.
Not great.
No, I didn't enjoy it. Just like mediocre.
Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't like bad. It was just like it wasn't outstanding like the other games.
Yeah. And I think it's actually like all the hate it got is a little unwarranted, but from the aspect of it also like just being directed in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, the faces. Yeah, but like, what about the boring story?
Yeah. It's like, it's not as easily just like a memeable on Twitter. So it's like, all right. Like hard to do like 140 characters on why do you think the story is a joke rather than just like, face funny. Yeah.
Face go brr.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, it's been 95 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to get off. So we will wrap it up here. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Can I finish off with one last question?
Please.
To wrap it all up?
No, sorry. Offline.
No, okay. All right.
Hit me.
What is all right, I want you to name a game that everyone hates but you love, and a game that everyone loves but you hate.
Okay. Everyone loves but I hate. Can it just be one that I don't enjoy, or do I have to think it's a bad game?
I mean, if you don't have to think it's like an objectively bad game, but you like really
don't vibe with it.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe there's a little bit of like, why does everyone love this? I don't get it.
Right. Okay. Probably like any MOBA.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just like I just don't understand it. Like why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like no, I was gonna say like hero shooters, like Overwatch. I can get why people like them. They're just not for me. But MOBAs, I'm like just clicking, man. It's like cookie clicker.
And I really dislike that they get lumped in with real-time strategy games.
Me too. Me too.
They're not.
They're not at all. So no, I'll put that whole genre as ones I don't like.
Yeah.
And
acceptable.
So something I do like that everyone that is accepted as bad. Probably like Spore. You remember Spore?
Yeah.
I think maybe the perception shifted. I think the general perception for Spore is that it wasn't very good, despite trying to be quite different. I love that game, man. Spore was great.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of fun.
I gotta give it more time.
Yeah, I get why people wouldn't like it. And maybe it's just because it was hyped so much. Like it was hyped as being like, this is the greatest game to ever release. And it just turned out to be pretty good.
I actually went to EB Games right after school. I took the bus to get there, which is not something I regularly did, just to buy Spore because I was that excited about it.
Did you like it?
Unfortunately not. But that's what I mean. Like, I think I need to give it more time because it's got all those stages. And
it's the RTS stage.
The what, sorry?
It has an RTS stage 3. And 4, actually.
Yeah. But in isolation, each one of those stages feel like shallow mini games.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you get to the space stage, like you'll appreciate everything that came before.
I always liked the creature stage, the second one. I thought that was the best one. That was like the most game, I think, in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you? What's your like game you like?
Okay, so I'll start with a game I hate.
Yeah.
Or well, just look, all Blizzard games. I don't understand why people. Well, look, I do understand why people like them, but I really don't agree with why they like them.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Lots of different genres in there, though.
Was that sorry?
Lots of different genres.
Yeah, I just kind of don't like their design ethos.
Sure. Yeah.
And
their business practices are horrendous.
Yeah. Specifically StarCraft. I'm
Right.
like, this, I don't know. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, sure.
But a game I love that everyone hates, God, Grey Goo might fit into that. I was like
underappreciated.
Yeah, it's underappreciated. God, I could probably come up with something else. You know what? Oddly enough, there's a lot of RTSs in this category. I quite like Deserts of Karak.
I think people like Deserts of Karak, don't they? Or are they just not like that it's not Homeworld?
I'm kind of meh on it.
I think over time people liked it more. I've heard generally positive things about Deserts of Karak, but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
On release, maybe not.
Yeah.
I should play it. I should play
it's good. Like
Homeworld in general.
That carrier vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play the Homeworld games again. I haven't played much of any of them, to be honest.
Let's do it.
Played a bit of Homeworld too. Especially because Homeworld 3's like,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I gotta catch up for that.
You gotta be doing a video on that, right?
I said I would review the first two before Homeworld 3 comes out.
Cool.
So, but I've got like a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Just like that one cinematic trailer, so I think we've got a while.
All right, I'll let you go now.
Cool, thank you. No, I'm gonna see Tenet later. So.
Yo, nice.
Go make dinner and do some housework first. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's been fun, man.
Yeah.
Cool. We should do it again.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right. Enjoy Tenet, my dog.
Yeah, I will. I will let you know the reclining. We're going to the movies theater with the reclining seats. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll DM you and be like, they're pretty good. All right. Good talking, man.
All right. Yeah. See you, man.
All right. See ya.